The O Cannabis Conference and Expo returns to Toronto June 1st through the 3rd, and there's still some good booth locations available. This exciting event is free for cannabis retailers and will feature Tommy Chong receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award at the O Cannabis Industry Awards. For more information about exhibiting or to register to attend, go to ocannabis.com. That's OCANNABIZ.com.
Haven't smoked. Well, it took a half a hit today. And I was like, oh, I better wait. But I didn't know what was coming in today, so.
All right. So today, Chronic Club, we got Miggy 420 with us. Cannabis legalization news hitting. Are you about to hit 16,000 subscribers?
We just passed 13.2, so 14,000 first, and then yeah. But eventually, you know what happened.
You got to get there eventually. Yeah. All right. So today we're going to do a versus. So we have a $5 pre-roll, and that is this juicy joint right here. So $5 for a distillate with kief versus a $10 1 gram pre-roll.
My son said actually that the high tide makes pretty good concentrate. So at first he was like, oh, they make good concentrate. I'm like, this one's just flour, bud. And he's like, oh, well, they make good flour too.
So I figure, should we hit this one first because it doesn't have the concentrate in it, and then judge this one before we move on?
Yeah.
All right, man, let's bust into it. Ooh, right off the bat, man, you got a really good smell to that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a dry pull.
You know, I've never done that. That's quite.
You get a good dry pull and a good taste on that. It's almost like I get berries. I don't know if that's an accurate smell and taste, but kind of like a floral berry,
yes.
Not blackberry per se, but something you'd find like on the side of the road.
But definitely a terpene, right? It's definitely a heavy terpene. So this is gonna be a good experience. It's not just like, hey, bro, highest THC, let's do this.
Yeah, I think these originally were $15. I got them for $10, and then I believe the juicy joints were $7.50, but I got them for $5. And I don't know if that discount was industry or ordering online, even though I didn't order it online.
Right on. Yeah. I mean, we get our various. So, what do you think about the 100% pure flower statement on there?
So, yeah, they're trying to say that it's not shake. I get it, and they're trying to avoid premium or high grade or any of those other hyperbolic terms. So
well, because like
what is
and you know more about how.
Go ahead.
Exactly. Well, I was gonna say, you know more about operations than I do. Like my friend's a legit. I know when he started from the ground up, his whole plan was just to be pre-rolls. Like that was the whole thing. He had a beautiful garden, great flower, all that flower was going to the pre-rolls, and that was their branding concept, opposed to like now you can find their flower and concentrates available. They built up, they made it their name or whatever, but this ain't too bad.
Yeah. So before we get into the seven criteria for how to judge both of these, I want to show you what I believe to be a pre-roll game changer. So
sweet.
Hold on, let me get in here.
Yeah, Zooms are not easy.
All right, so it's called Roll Pros, and
neat.
So this is supposed to be a tabletop version, but it's fairly big. So it's just as big as the other commercial versions. This is fully automated. So you put in your pre-ground bud into this thing. It kind of breaks it up. It's putting the bud into this precision scale that's accurate up to plus or minus 0.02 grams as it's pushing in the crutch. And this is the thing. This is on bobbin paper, right? So they're taking commercial cigar and cigarette making processes. This is what's called the Lieberman overrolling style. I pitched this same machine in 2015 to the marijuana show, the Shark Tank for Cannabis, Didn't get any financing, but 5-6 years later, here we are. This is exactly what I was pitching for 750 perfect joints per hour. It's 13 per minute, hands free, 60 cycles a minute. And it's probably going to be around $400,000 if they sell it, and maybe lease only. But in my opinion, that's going to change the game because the optimum draw is cylindrical. It's not cone. And it's taking a machine like this to be able to produce something like that in order to change the game. So I'm super excited about this. The automation, the technology, and just the change. Like when you hit one side by side, we're going to do a comparison as soon as I can. And that guy's from Vancouver, Washington. He went to Wazoo.
What a kick in the nuts, though. I mean, like, I understand. I feel you, though, right? Like, you early concepting of just legalization, you think of an idea, you're like, this would be great, but of course you're just a broke stoner dude or whatever your position is in life, and then some other behold, now it's gotten so much almost mainstream, right? It's almost, you know, and people aren't as afraid to put their money at you and say, hey, I got an idea. But damn, dude, it's gonna be great. Because like the cone thing, because I saw your pitch, I saw your concept for that, and I always thought, well, I mean, I understand people like to have rolled joints opposed to the crutch and the cone, but I always thought the cone was a kind of a cool concept because, like, you know, you drop these in the shaker, and then the thing, you just put all the shake on top and it just falls inside. I always thought, I'm lazy. I got fat fingers. You know, I just can't roll, and I've given up. Like at 21, I realized like this is never going to be an aspiration I can do.
But let's fast forward and say that a pound is $18.99, and that you can buy a pack of 20 joints cylindrical for, you know, $7 to $10 for mid-range. You're not going to have to roll your own, right? So I think there's going to be the thing where you have either mobile processing units or just mass production until there's cross-border legalization and intercommerce. But cones are really just kind of this stoner thing to say, hey, let's fill as much as we can because that's cool looking. But in the end, the experience, whether it's a restaurant or a pre-roll, it's about experience. And people want to have the optimum experience.
Yeah.
And the optimum draw comes from that cylindrical shape. So,
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, as far as, yeah, because with the cone shape, you're hitting all the big hits. And that's the other thing, too, with the cone shape. You're getting all these big hits, and then the resin that draws at the end, you know, passing through.
I'll show you a couple of competitors. There's a blunt rolling machine that they've got. It's really hard because the tobacco industry won't sell any. There's one company out of the Carolinas that tried to convert to cannabis, but they ended up settling for hemp. So this is literally the only cylindrical one out there made for cannabis. The rest are pre-rolls, and a lot of these came out last year or late 2019. And some of them are already failing, like the Hephaestus out of Israel is going to collapse because they didn't understand really how to sell the market. They were trying to sell all these machines, not knowing that not every single company was going to be able to afford a $400,000 machine. So rather than leasing or doing mobile processing or something like that, they just didn't understand what they were doing, and that was fairly obvious.
Now, are these last year's numbers?
Yes, I haven't updated these in about 6 months. So these are, you know, fourth quarter 2020 numbers. Some of them are changing to lease only and not for sale. That's a trend I'm seeing because a lot of these companies realize like, oh, damn, you know, there aren't that many people that A, can afford it, or B, are going to want to buy it. So leasing it is going to be a better option.
Well, I think they're all going to want to buy it, but I think the pandemic really screwed a lot of these people to get their product out there, their message, right? Like we just did a show with people who do nanotech, you know, for edibles, and not something you really think about. But when we got really into it, I was like, holy shit, that's like super concentrates. Like, I really want to try like the product now, the flower, because I've always been just a flower head. Like, this is the thing. I know it smokes, even though like Dr. Russo said, and Sanjay Gupta say that like burning it, smoking it's not the medical way. You know, like, I don't want to be a dick, really go fuck off, but it's still medicine. It's still how you treat it. It's not, granted, I'm an asthmatic, and that's the thing that where I'm coming from. Like I've been hospitalized twice for asthma, dude. Like I've almost died because my lungs said fuck you. So and I know the difference when I smoke a cigarette versus when I smoke one of these guys. Like, I could do this all day. you know, but sometimes it's either the paper, I don't know what, or maybe it's the flower, but then my lungs would be like, maybe hitting heavy later. And then sometimes it'd be hitting lighter because it was a good experience, you know?
So let's dive into some of the criteria here. Based on appearance, you know, of the pre-roll itself, how did it look? It had like the folded top on it, which I kind of like over the twist.
Yeah.
It looked full. It looked like a full gram. The crush wasn't so big that it made the whole thing look like a roach, you know? So I'd give it, you know, a full point. I thought it looked good.
Definitely a full point now.
The aroma, I can't really pin that down. I would say like berries, but immediately when you pop that, it smelled better than 90% of most pre-rolls that I grabbed, and flower included. I thought the smell was really good on that. So 14% THC, it's not very high. It doesn't necessarily say what cultivar it is. I don't think it says. Well, yeah, it does right here. It says Space Mint. It's a hybrid.
Yeah. So the terpene myrcene dominant is for blueberry smell. So I think that's what we're smelling.
Well, I hope not, because that's a nighttime kind of thing for me.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just Googling some shit right now. That's why I was on mute for a second there. I mean, that's what it says for Snoop Stream. Yeah, I mean, it does really have that strong smell, which is really enjoyable. You know, like when you go for that experience of aroma first and then taking a toke in the presentation, definitely. You said, how much was this guy?
It was $10 with the discount.
Totally worth it. Like, this is definitely a $10 good joint.
What about the taste? I didn't really get that berry too much. I mean, when I did the dry pull, it had some really good flavor to it, but then obviously when you burn it, you're kind of getting some smoke. So I'm going to give it 3/4 of a point.
Yeah, you know, the taste, again, the paper, is it dominant? Is that what I'm tasting?
Probably.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll go with you. This is the first time I'm gonna give half a point because I really want to be a sucker for paper. I really want to like quality. Our friends at Curve Papers, I talked to Michael. He was gonna send me a variety of packets because, like I was telling you, as an asthmatic, I want to do a video where I just light the paper and breathe it in and see what it tastes like and what the feels like. Because you know, we don't think about the damn paper. It's a huge part. You're breathing it, you know. It's like food. We don't, if we were to eat the wrappers of burgers, we would consider like, what's this wrapper made out of?
Well, I'm questioning the palm. You know, these are all filled with palm blunts because I stopped smoking swishers after sober October. On average, I was smoking 175 blunts a year. It's about almost 2 pounds. Last year was worse though. That was like 3 pounds, and then that's when I went to sober October, and I was like, all right. So I went from smoking 2 ounces every 4 days to 2 ounces every month, or I mean, an ounce a month. So I really.
But you think the palm paper is giving you irritation?
I'm questioning, like, I'm smoking a lot of paper here, you know. So I'm questioning that.
Well, we think because we're so used to flower, like we smoke a flower in our pipe, right? Like also in our brains, we gotta get through the fact that we're still burning organic shit, and we breathe it on purpose, right? People have this misconception that, like cigarette people, they'd be like, oh, you smoke cigarettes, so why can't you smoke weed? Or you smoke weed, why can't you smoke cigarettes? Well, first off, in a cigarette, it's not mostly tobacco. You know, there's a lot of other shit in there. And so here you only have 2 products. You should only have 2 products. The wood that was processed, and then the or rice, right? Paper could be rice. It could be different things.
Yeah.
And, you know, what's safe and consumable, organic. That's the question that we need to know.
What about strength and effect? I mean, it's only 14%. I'm going to give them 3/4 of a point because I actually like around 16%. I know people want that 30% or, you know, whatever for flour. Not me. I want to be able to function during the day. We're filming this at 10 o'clock in the morning. So 14% is perfect, but actually 16% would be perfect. 14% is good. I'll give them 3/4 of a point. What about you?
Yeah, I'm high, dude. I mean, the terpenes is what we're experiencing, right? So it's good flour.
Yeah.
So, you know, I can't knock your flour. Again, the paper. because I guess we can go with smell and taste being the experience, and so like, you know, you're inhaling it, and then you still got that. So let's go 3/4 a point. I mean, it's still good high. Just if I just didn't have to have that flavor in my mouth.
Yeah. Okay, what about let's see.
Dude, I buy so I'm drinking coffee with this right now, and I bought a pre-roll. I'm not a fan of infused flavors like cherry cake. You know, vape pens or vapes always come in these like fluffy flavors, like, you know, cheesecake. Bought this creme brulee over at Buddy's, and holy crap, dude, this thing tastes like creme brulee. And it was a really good high, and it went really good with coffee. So all of a sudden I became like a nerdy fan where I was like, oh yeah, you can do this with coffee, have a hoity-toity little morning with your creme brulee joint. It just tastes good, and it was a good high. But something about that paper gave me issues, you know, in respiratory shits. But overall, I mean, like, it was, again, it's not what irritates me. It's not going to irritate most people. So, you know, there's that.
What about Cure?
Good high, good experience. I think, well, it's hard to tell, right, with pre-roll, because we didn't really get a look at it, but we smelled it, which would that be an indicator of like how well it was flushed out, you think?
Yeah, that and the ash. So as long as you get, you know, kind of a nice ash that's long, you know, that's a light gray. Anything that's super dark gray is not flushed out very well, and if it breaks off before and not stays on, you know, like a long ash, that's another way to tell.
That's good to know, dude. I see, because even though I've been smoking for over half my life now and advocating and shit, I don't know shit. Like, I didn't say I knew white ash was a thing. Like watching, I watched Dopa's Yola, and he was like sitting here smoking a joint, doing his review, and he's like, "This joint is so white, it can get a job." You know?
Oh shit!
And I just like, I knew that was a funny joke, but I was like, why is the ash important? Like, and I wanted to ask Dr. Rusev, I totally forgot to ask, like, why is the white ash important?
Ask Dr. Josh. I got you. All right, so I'm giving him a full point for Cure. How about yourself?
Yeah, down.
And then Quality and Pair, I'm going to give them a full point as well, because I think between the branding and the smell, I think they've got it down.
I think they knocked it out. I just I had one thing when I saw it first, right? So like their logo here is the fisherman, right? But it's cool. But right away, what I thought it was a Freddy Fuego.
Oh right. No.
Same style cartoon.
Before we get to brand and packaging, because that's next. Quality.
Okay.
Sure. So
Yeah.
Hold on. I said I was going to give him 1 point. I'm going to back up and give him 3/4 of a point, because in the end, I had to, you know, tamp this out, because it wasn't, the base isn't packed very well. So the last
Gotcha.
1/4 inch, I wasn't able to smoke because it.
Oh wow. Mine's still going, so I'll give him a full point. You guys are still good with me.
All right. Got it. All right, now let's get to brand and packaging. You said they were looking like Freddy Fuego.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's cool. Like, once my old eyes adjust, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's fucking mince. But like, Freddy Fuego is kind of like racist to me. Like, I just kind of, the guy looks like a poncho. I know he's supposed to be a pirate or some shit, dude. But somebody should have really looked at that and been like, yo, doesn't he look like a bandito? Right? Like, it's one thing if you want to represent yourself that way as a Mexican, but it's another thing when you're a white dude who owns a company up in Whidbey Island or wherever to like, I get this pirate packaging, but the dude looks like a bandito when you look at it. I'm just like, it's just shitty art. But I think that they're changing that too. I think they're redoing their thing. So
this guy is clearly a fisherman, not a bandit.
Yeah. No, I totally. I just think it's a color too, because I think the other one is about the same color scheme or whatever. I mean, that's the thing about branding.
High Tide Cannabis Company, I think they did a pretty good job. Seattle, it rains a lot, so we got like this fisherman dude that reminds me of the what's that, frozen fish company?
Yeah. You know, all of a sudden I'm hungry. Dude, those things are delicious. Some tartar sauce? Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, put some tartar sauce on the pre-roll.
But yeah, no, it's cool packaging, and it looks like a little bamboo top. I think that's dope. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, the bamboo top is nice, and the plastic, it's really thick plastic that almost, you know, makes you think it's glass. Really nice, really expensive. If they reduce that down, they could probably get to a cheaper price point though. But if branding is a whole thing, then whatever, they're gonna keep that price no matter what.
Yeah, I'll give him full point. Just, I mean, everything's nice looking, but you know, the only thing is, if you wanna, you gotta watch out for the other players and see who you look like.
All right, so the total score is in. The both of us gave it a 6 1/4. So we're gonna do 86. We're gonna round down to 6 out of 7 leaves. That is an 86%. And the next pre-roll up is Juicy Joints. This is a 90% THC distilled with kief. So distillate we call, or actually isolate. So this is not an isolate. That's good. Well, maybe it is. Whoa. So a bunch of stuff came out on my computer.
Oh, no. Well, mine's together, so that's a bonus points. And it has a tight pack top.
No real smell to it.
Really?
Yeah.
I can smell something, dude.
You can definitely taste grape when you do a dry pull.
That's what I smell. Great. Yeah.
Okay, spark this.
Really tastes like grape.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, again, it's kind of hard to tell initially. You got to taste it before it gets too burnt.
Whatever paper they use is not as overpowering, or maybe the concentrate is so dominant. I don't know, but you can definitely, it's a better tasting experience than the other one.
All right, let's jump right into that, man. What do you think about the appearance?
You know, honestly, dude, I think their logo shit and everything.
Well, we're not a brand and package yet. Just
right.
Pre-roll.
The pre-roll is beautiful. Like everything looked great. It was all like you said, the nice folded over on top and everything. The full point.
Okay. Same here. It looked pretty good. The aroma, didn't really smell any aroma. I'll give them half a point because they said it was great, but it didn't. What's your take?
I smelled really hard. I mean, I did smell some grape, so I'll give him full point.
All right, that's easy. The taste, I'm going to give him 3/4 of a point. I tasted a little bit of grape, but not much.
And maybe this goes to like, maybe the grape was in the distillate and how it's spread evenly, because I had a really good grapey experience with it, so I'll give him full point.
And then we're gonna skip strength and effect for now because there is a distillate with kief, and we'll have wait on that for maybe the last. Cure. How do you think it's cured? Again, it's kind of hard to tell because it's flour. You didn't get all up in there. Didn't really have a lot of taste. I'm gonna give it half a point because didn't really wow me.
Going on your ash and also sticking together type theory. So it seems kind of yellow at the end right now for me. Is that good or bad? I don't know. Burnt, whatever. But I'm gonna see how far I can get it to go.
Yeah, it's a light colored ash, so I'd say it's flushed pretty well,
And then that, to me, with flushing, the cure, all that shit, it's all how you take care of the plant and the processing of the distillate. I gave a full point. I mean, it's holding really good. I mean, I got probably half an inch going right now. Quality
and care.
Yeah, see, it's still holding. I'll give him full point. I'm getting more tasties of grape. Dude, my wife's gonna hate me in 20 minutes. Oh, there goes. It falls off.
You're gonna give a full point for quality and care?
Yeah, it was definitely a good product, taken care of. People knew what they were doing, and it's a good experience already. I can tell the feeling.
What about brand and packaging?
Dude, it looks like a strip club. I'm just saying, like, I get it. It just doesn't look. It looks like something you would buy at the truck stop for CBD shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. Bam! Like for something like this is really good. I think you guys should just do more different lighter colors. I don't know. I'm not a freaking marketer. I just tell you how I feel.
Yeah, I think the logo is a little bit I don't say naive, not naive, but I don't know. I just think there's
immature. That would be it.
There's several different the fonts on there, and the grape is a cartoon. It just looks kind of cartoony to me, and so then I'm looking at distillate, but in my mind it was isolate, right? So I already downplayed it because of the price point. All of those things are kind of hard, but if you're looking at it from a value perspective, you're getting a ton of value. My cousin loves these things.
How much is it?
It was $5 after discount.
They knocked it out the park, dude. Like, honestly, I mean, they could charge $8-10. It'd still be really on top of the game. The concentrate infused ones are really coming out. Seattle Works. I just had some of theirs the other day for $6 for 2 in a thing, and it wasn't bad. Like, they're getting better, but we still are overpriced. You know, still not medicine, right? Like, the other day I walked into the shop, and because I get 25% discount, I was like, give me your largest quarter, like, because I was getting ready for the weekend. I gotta feed everybody, and so they pulled all these quarters, and then when the top one was 105, I was like, holy shit, they still sell $105 quarters? Like, people pay that? And then so I still took it because I got a huge discount, but and it really was the quality. It was worth that. The medicine that it used to be in Washington.
That's GABRIEL, right? You got some stuff.
Yeah. Because we talked about, we had their concentrates, and then I remember Michael saying how they were such a good grow, and I'm not there to like be hoity-toity, but yeah, they were holy shit great, worth that. But if that's the value, if that's what we gotta pay, we're still not there for medicine. That's
it's
ridiculous.
The difference between getting a bottle of wine and getting a jug of wine with a handle on it.
Yeah,
So
that's it.
Good stuff right there.
I mean, I can only afford Washington State mids. I mean, that's still better than 1990. But like, to survive,
Look, I pay on average $35 for an ounce. So I that's because I go through so damn many. Although I've been doing pretty well since sober October. I mind you, only two ounces a month. Come on,
nice.
Not
But
bad.
you know what? It shouldn't be a thing, though. I mean, it's not bad or good, right? When like Tommy Chung, when they went through his house for the bong raids, they going through the cupboards, they're finding pounds of marijuana, and they're like, well, what are you going to do with this? And his wife was like, people have pounds of sugar in the house. Why can't we have a pound of marijuana?
We will, yeah, absolutely. I'm assuming you're giving a full point for brand and packaging, or were you going to reduce that for the immaturity?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 0.75 just because, like, I mean, for $6, it was scare me. I would think this looks like truck stop CBD shit. Like I'd be like, $6? Come on, man. And
yeah,
I'm full. I'm glad that this is something I'm doing because it tastes good. I can breathe fine. So the flowers.
Eric at Euphorium in Covington, like in the middle of nowhere, like in high school, if you told me there's a house party in Covington, I'd be like, nah. That'd be like somebody saying, hey, shoes are on sale in China. I'm going to go and buy some. I'm like, okay, have fun. Later, not going. Because that was deep, super deep. Now I just go there for like a massage, like weekly, you know, it's no big deal. So I stopped into a store. Eric recommended Juicy Joints, probably for the same reason my cousin loves them, is they're cheap and they get you super high. I went in there asking, what is your cheapest joint and what is your most expensive joint? Because I wanted to do $1 versus a $30 pre-roll and do a challenge like that. This is the closest I got.
Yeah, no, that works. You know, next time too, when I took apart one of the Seattle Works ones, and I'd like to, you know, dissect them and record them. I think I'm gonna start doing that more because you don't know what's in them. I mean, like, in consistency and nobody wants. I get people can throw a shake and shit in there and charge whatever, but in the end, the quality is always gonna be like, this should be quality right here. This should be $6. More common like this, whatever, you know, care they put into it.
It will be, especially that machine I showed you.
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least, what is the strength and effect? What are you feeling? Again, this is supposed to be 90% THC. It has distillate and kief with 100% flower. Again, whatever that means, right? So
the fact that, say just because we smoked one already, it's kind of hard to, you know, be the super guessing. But yeah, I'm like higher up, if that's the thing. I'm like nothing's gone and been like, oh shit, we should these are these sativas as well?
It doesn't say what it is. I'm just assuming kind of a hybrid, whatever.
I'm not couch locked. You know what I mean? I'm not feeling like, yo, I need to not do shit now. I can actually probably get off of here and I'm gonna help put together some shit from the house, and I've got things to do.
Yeah.
Video games.
So yeah, I'm not as high as I thought it would be. I'd probably give this maybe like, I don't know, I'm gonna do like a 0.6.
Oh, right on. Yeah, no, I'm for $6, dude. It's a good high. Fuck yeah. So I'll give him a full point. I'm sorry.
All right. So that is 5.3. We're gonna round that down to 5. That's 71%. So it looks like between the competing against High Tide, they won.
Oh, right on.
They got an 86 over our 71% for Juicy Joint. Tight race. 5 versus 6.
I think definitely comparing what is the highest price joint? Like, what do we have out there? Do you know? Like, I was surprised by $105 goddamn quarters. Like, who the fuck's paying that?
Well, if you include a blunt, there's a $420 blunt.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
But if you don't, you just look at pre-rolls. But if you include infused pre-rolls, there's hash that's wrapped all the way around, and that's about $35-40.
Oh, that sounds kind of nice. So it's like the hash itself, the paper or whatever.
It's not. I mean, it's wrapped around the paper on the outside.
Oh, got you.
And it makes, with the cone shape and everything, it makes for a really tight draw towards the end. So it's not a great experience, but I will say this one is burning all the way to the end. So they did a decent job packing that.
Yeah, mine just fell apart, so it's all good.
Yeah. All right, dude. I think that wraps it up.
Yeah, dude. Good time, and you have a great freaking day.
Yeah. So I think until the next time, do you got anything you want to plug? Your 13,000 subs over at?
Oh yeah, we're at 13,000 subs. We're gonna be on Roku too. So like, in 3 days we're gonna be on Roku. Oh, did you remember also Homegrow passed this Friday? Passed through the gaming bill. So it's got to go to the House floor for a vote now. So bug your congressman, whatever.
Cool.
Appreciate
All
it,
right.
brother.
With that, I'm Josh Kincaid. This is The Talking Hedge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Or don't. And I'm out. Smash that like button on your way out and check out these other videos that we've got.
Hi, y'all. I'm Jo, host of Casually Baked, the podcast. If you're curious to explore the highly responsible side of cannabis, farming, and legalization, I'm here to help lighten the stigma and build your canna confidence. Download episodes now of Casually Baked, the podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. And journey with me through the evolving cannabis culture and discover how and why people like you are adding cannabis to their wellness toolkit. It's time to get casually baked.